Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Frankfort JC's 59th Annual Christmas Parade here on Cable 10. Everything is starting to move along here, and of course, hey, let it snow, let it snow. If you can tell, it's snowing in downtown Frankfort, not because of the weatherman, but because of C. Michael Davenport in downtown Frankfort. Now, we have some of the first of the parade starting to show up here, and I'll have to step away here in a minute so we can catch this great parade that's coming up. Of course, now, you wouldn't have a parade unless you had the police escort from the Frankfort Police Department. They'll be coming first, followed by the fire trucks. So everybody, we hope that you enjoy this, and it's a shame that you haven't made it down here because the snow is getting deeper. Only one place, West Main Street in downtown Frankfort for the 59th Annual Frankfort JC's Christmas Parade. So we're going to look right now. We've got the police escort coming down from the Frankfort Police Department. Along with that will be the color guard. And following behind that will be the fire trucks from the Frankfort Fire Department. Now we've got a crowd down here in the background of St. Clair. Beautiful night out here. Got a light mist out here. Temperature is about 40 degrees, but it's cold enough to make some snow tonight. Frankfort Police Department. Now the trail this evening, or I should say the path, started out from the old transportation building coming down Broadway. At this time the color guard is coming by. The colors are presented by the Frankfort Police Department. Up next is the fire department. One of the many ladder trucks that the Frankfort Fire Department has to the disposal of the city of Frankfort. Now coming in right behind them, it looks like the JROTC unit. They are presenting the colors, and then of course the Grand Marshal will be following. Now the Grand Marshals for this evening is Harry Buchner and Diane Cobb. And this is one night that you don't really expect to see convertibles out there, but tonight is an exception to the rule. Now coming on up right behind that is the sponsor of tonight's Frankfort JC's Christmas Parade, and that's American Founders Bank. ABC's the night before Christmas. Now the mayor of Frankfort. Also along with that is Ted Collins, the Frankfort County Judge Executive. And following right behind him, making close ties with, of course, Ted Collins, and making all the noise is our sheriff of Franklin County, Steve Clark. Now the next gentleman that's coming up in the truck will be the Rick Sparks. He is the Franklin County attorney. And candy is on its way out for the many kids that's turned out here. And as we mentioned down here, the snow is starting to come down only in the downtown section of Frankfort at the corner of St. Clair and West Main Street, made possible for downtown Frankfort and C. Michael Davenport. Now, you know, one thing about it is that, the city of Frankfort, to get around from place to place, the only way you can do that is you got to depend on the city of Frankfort's Public Works. So we have the Frankfort transit bus coming by now that provides transportation all throughout the area. And as you can see, some of the larger versions and a little smaller. Here comes the transit van. And now next coming up here is the City of Frankfort Public Works recycling truck. Yes, now City of Frankfort is known for their recycling efforts that they've been carrying on for many years on keeping the state capitol recyclable. Now bringing up the rear of the City of Frankfort Public Works is no other than a snow truck. I guess they heard that we was having some snow down here on the corner, and it looks like tonight is no different. Also seen one of the people on the recycling bin there, Kathy Carter, one of the city commissioners, by the way. Now, coming up, we have another one of the fire trucks from the Frankfort Fire Department. And then you'll be hearing marching their way up here. Once they get up here, one of the many talented bands that we have in Frankfort and Franklin County. Keep. And now, as you can hear down here, is that we have the marching band of Frankfort coming in view of our cameras as we speak. A small band, but a very talented group of young men and young women to look at making a future in music. Many kids out here and a lot of candy going out, and oh goodness sakes, even Ronald McDonald has made it here from Gravis McDonald Restaurants. Yeah, he's driving around in his shoe car. I guess I didn't know they made shoes. I didn't know they made a car big enough for his shoes. Now we take a look at one of these beautiful 57 Chevrolets coming up this way, and we are talking from the Frankfort Capital Classic Auto Club. Many of those cars, only one of them made it out tonight. Beautiful flow coming up with the psychiatric help, 5 cents. And oh goodness sakes, take a look at this one. You got Dalton Purvis mini monster truck. I don't know what kind of monsters are going to be riding in that one, but also we've got some of the other beautiful car classics that are mixing in with the crowd tonight. Down here, it looks like here we've got I'm going to say that is in the mid-60s Malibu. Beautiful old Dodge. Don't ask me the years on them because I sure don't know those years. Now we got many floats that have entered into this, and we've only had an opportunity to see just a couple, but one of them that just now coming into view here is from Commonwealth Credit Union, Polar Express, and a reindeer is out and about. Now we do want to take this moment to go ahead and recognize a few of the people that has made this thing possible tonight. Of course, Steve Brooks with the Public Works from being able to provide everything that the Frankfort JCs have needed along the way. White Hand Hancock has been a part of it, Jeff Hancock as well. Of course, the Frankfort Police Department with Chief Will Hoyt and Captain McCoy. You know, one thing about learning how to go and become a leader in Frankfort or Franklin County is one of the great organizations that have been around for many, many years is Scouting. And no other than what we have here from the Evergreen Baptist Church, Pack 31 Cub Scouts. I imagine all you have to do is contact them if you're interested in getting your young man involved in the Scouting program. Coming into view of our cameras down here on a beautiful night with the old Capitol in the background here is this was the night before Christmas, and that was the Franklin County Career and Technical Center. And boy, do they have some pretty reindeers. Got the fireplace going back in there, and somebody's ready to go to sleep and wait for good old St. Nick to come visit them tomorrow morning. That's the Franklin County Career and Technical Center. Well, now, of course, I can't leave out the scouting programs when it comes to the young ladies out here. And smoking its way on into the street here is the Polar Express, engine 755. And this is Girl Scout Troop 755. So hi to everybody out there from the Polar Express. Now it might be a little bit cold to go canoeing, but Canoe, Kentucky is always a great place to be able to go and have a nice trip down the Elkhorn Creek. And no other than paddling into the holidays is Canoe, Kentucky. Coming up next is the Wolverine Dancers from the Western Hills High School, and following right behind them, you will be seeing the marching band of the Wolverines from Western Hills here in Frankfort, Kentucky. An excellent program they've had over the years, and no other tonight showing strong. Of course, this route started way over off of Home Street. It's going to be working its way up to the Capitol Avenue Bridge on up to the state capitol. Now the next entry we have coming in here is Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. Oh boy, I don't know what we got to worry about this. It says beware of the dog. Also, we have the Western Hills High School FFA coming in here, being escorted by the four-wheelers. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? I think you'll understand, those don't quite look like reindeer to me. I think they've kind of got the wrong toe, if you know about it. Well, I'll tell you what, the snow is starting to come down here a little bit in downtown Frankfort. You're going to need a four-wheeler. And right now, coming into our sights, the Central Kentucky 4x4. This was the night before Christmas, all lit up for the holidays. Everybody wishing a Merry Christmas from the Central Kentucky 4x4. Now that is one big bed. Must be for an NBA basketball star. Now you're talking about the scouting program being strong. Coming up here is Happy Holidays from the Franklin County Girl Scouts. So they've got a wagon full of them tonight. This is the Gospel of the White House coming by. That's Camp Pleasant Baptist Church. And coming into your sight, the Frankfort Junior Miss, Laura Howard, the 2008 Frankfort Junior Miss. Again, this is the only night that you sure can get away with having the convertible down on your car. Kind of a chilly night tonight. Temperatures around the 40 mark. And coming in here is the Gospel, Lighthouse of God. That was a legend of the candy cane. And everybody into the Christmas spirit, singing their carols this evening. You have the holiday spirit and you've got the school spirit. And one thing about it coming in out here is the Christmas spirit being shown by the Elkhorn Middle School cheerleaders. So they're going to stop right here and give us a cheer. Keep a close eye on these young ladies. They might be one of the next University of Kentucky or University of Louisville cheerleaders. You never know. There's a Bonham Middle School cheerleaders coming here, and hopefully they'll look at giving us a cheer this evening. On a 1, 2, 3. How about throwing in a 4 and a 5? Rockets, watch out. Now that's a different way of getting into the Christmas spirit.
More rapid than eagles, his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name.
Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donder and Blitzen.
And now coming in here, the story about Christmas from the Stewart Home School.
Dash away all.
Another scout troop to wish you a Merry Christmas. And that is the Cub Scout Pack 269. Now, I'll tell you what, coming up next is probably one of the warmest guys on this parade route tonight, and that's a Shoney Bear, the Shoney Bear Christmas from Shoney's Restaurant on US 127. Merry Christmas comes from the Girl Scout Troop 754. As we mentioned here in Frankfort and Franklin County, the scouting program is strong. Now, this is one of the strongest clubs and cars that you will find anywhere, and I'll have to give them a lot of credit for bringing these classics out here on a night like tonight. But we're talking about the Frankfort Mustang Club with a show of their Mustangs. We're in the late 80s. The earlier one up there, I believe, is in the 79 range. A GT 350 engine in this Mustang convertible. And they just keep on coming up. Now, you've heard the old saying, jolly old St. Nick. Well, I tell you what's bringing up the rear of this Mustang Club here in Frankfort is their own version of Nick. And it is the latest of a limited edition Mustang GT 500. How sweet it is. Wishing you all a Merry Christmas is coming from the Frankfort Christian Academy. Got some of their students coming into sight. All right, I do want to say thank you once again to see Michael Davenport. The snowflakes are coming down because of a snow machine. Yeah, I'm giving away our trade secrets here. Snow machine down here on West Main Street this evening. And also thanks to the Downtown Frankfort organization. All right, well, it might be that the county fair in Franklin County isn't July, but it's never too soon to start going ahead and promoting for 2008. And what we've got here is the first float from the Franklin County Fair, and some of the many, many Miss Teens, Miss, Little Miss, and Miss Franklin County. Now, one of the many popular things going on at the county fair each and every year is truck pulls. And as you can see here from Spencer Farms as one of the sponsors, Shop Dog Boogie is here talking about the Franklin County Fair and the horse show. Going to be July 14th through the 19th at our very own Frankfort Lakeview Park. And now the First Corinthian Baptist Church is coming into sight here with their Christmas wishes to you. Everyone around the fireplace talking about stories or around the Christmas tree just waiting for those gifts from Santa Claus to arrive. Guys, I hate to tell you, but you better go to bed. He won't show up and down that fireplace until you guys are tucked in your bed and sound asleep. Now, one of the associations in our fair city of Frankfort is the South Frankfort Neighborhood Association. They do a lot of things for their area of Frankfort, especially the south part of Frankfort. And coming into sight here is the Kentucky River Queens. The Royal Escort to the Grand Hula. Okay, that is your Kentucky River Queens. And one thing about it, if you're going to be a river queen, you know what you have to have? You gotta have a pontoon boat. So boy, oh boy, take a look at them. But as you can see, they're smart. They are not on the river today. Coming up right behind them, a Storybook 4-H Club. That's the Panther Pride 4-H Club. Of course, on behalf of the Frankfort JCs and American Founders Bank, we want to thank Cable 10 for being able to provide this to our viewers out there. The people that cares for the community. We're talking about the Franklin County Health Department. And coming into sight now, the Perfect Storybook. Yes, the Perfect Storybook presented by Peaks Mill Christian Church. Sitting here, rocking away and telling the story. This year, one thing that Frankfort and Franklin County had to be very proud of was their high school football programs going so far in the Class A and Class 3A playoffs. But how do they get those teams for those high schools? They got to have these youth leagues, and no other than the Frankfort Youth League Raiders and Raiderettes. Wishing everyone a Merry Christmas. And talking about Franklin County High School, this is Miss FCHS for 2007, Carolyn Carter. Congratulations, Carolyn. Of course, here in Frankfort and Franklin County, as I mentioned before, great sports programs. It's football, it's basketball, it's baseball. I mean, a little bit of everything. And right now, coming up in view of this, you'd have to have the support of, what do you think? Cheerleaders, of course. And this is the Franklin County High School cheerleading squad for you. A quick little cheer from the Franklin County Flyers. And as you can hear in the background, getting the cheerleaders all fired up will be your Franklin County High School Marching Flyers. I'll be working our way up to the corner of West Main and St. Clair here momentarily. Of course, as we mentioned down here, this year's parade has been sponsored by American Founders Bank, and this is the 59th annual Frankfort JC's Christmas Parade. Bigger and better each and every year with more than 25 additional entries. And again, I'd like to introduce to you, coming into our cameras, the Franklin County High School Marching Flyers with their own set of elves leading the way. Oh, those are majorettes. Coming out on this Saturday night in the month of December, God Blessing the America, is Cub Scout Pack 107. Well, think about the possibilities that you could unleash. Yeah, this Possibilities Unleashed Pet Therapy of Kentucky coming down here with quite a few different of the canine species. I tell you what, one of them needed at least some antlers, don't you agree? Now also this trailer here has some about information fairs, also therapy dogs, classroom visits and things, all part of the Possibility Unleashed Pet Therapy of Kentucky. Coming out on here this cool evening, Girl Scout Troop 728, wishing you happy holidays. And talking about the support football leagues, the 2007 champions, the Cowboys. Yeah, from the Frankfort Youth Football League, Cowboys, congratulations. Coming away is the 2007 champs, 12-1 this season. And they've got a right to cheer.